Hey, good evening, my friends, and welcome to beautiful Southern California. I'm in Surfside, California. You're looking at Catalina Island and gorgeous, tranquil, flat, calm seas here this evening. Looks like we've got a little break in the rain. May get a little bit more this evening, and Wednesday looks like it could be breezy. After that, looks like smooth sailing here in Southern California. So if you're thinking about an on-the-water activity after tomorrow's breeze, it looks like it's gonna be gorgeous. Have a wonderful evening and take great care. This is a public service announcement from Friedman Adventures. Viewer discretion is advised.
How about a nice big warm mayonnaise bacon sandwich? No? Little pickles and relish?
Remember the golden rule. Treat others like you would like to be treated yourself. Everybody, it's time to visit Los Amigos here in Tecate, Baja California Norte. It's one of my favorite places. If you're looking for a landmark, there's the McDonald's. And I'm just going to swing around here until we see Los Amigos. Here it is. ¿Cómo está todo bien?
Bien, aquí.
Muy bien. Gracias. A usted, gracias. Espero ver a todos ustedes. Bye, you guys. Thank you. Gracias. Hey, good early morning, everybody. Wednesday morning here in Southern California, in Surfside, California, and it's a beautiful morning. There's no question about it. There's very little wind right now. However, there is some wind on the horizon. We're going to have more on the weather about today, Wednesday, get you up to snuff on that, as well as what is in our future. It's cold for us babies in Southern California in the 50s. Yeah, I know. Guys in New York and Chicago are really crying for us here. And also we have just a beautiful sunrise amidst all these ominous clouds. Still, I think there's still some rain in our future here, at least for today, and then things are going to mellow out. Of course, we're going to talk about the long range situation. There's some great long range fishing going on. You know, there was a little window of opportunity last night. I don't know if you saw it on the lead-in, how beautiful it was here at sunset last night. And guys picked off corvina and yellowfin croaker, and of course some bar perch. Surf fishing remains very, very good. And the opportunities for halibut and wintertime bass and so much more, including some great freshwater fishing. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, good to be with you. Great cup of coffee. Watch those rogue waves. I'm kind of back here a little ways because, as you saw, that waves or some of this surf has come awfully close to the houses, including right here behind me. There's been some waves that have come up to where I am standing right now. So let me know if I'm about to get washed out to sea. Hey, don't forget, hit that like button. We appreciate when you do that. Share these videos with a friend. Tick the bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. We are also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Appreciate all your great support and the millions of views that you have been giving us since we started this adventure, Friedman Adventures. Also, tonight, ETA, 7 p.m. tonight, the Bart Hall Show interview about Bart Hall, San Diego, February 15th through the 18th. That's going to be great. And Bart will be joining us this evening. You're not going to want to miss it. You'll hear all about the show and why, even if you went to the Long Beach show, you should also go to the San Diego show. It's a different experience. On Saturday, I'll be wandering around and I'll have, I don't know how many gifts in my backpack or whatever it is I'm going to carry them in. If you say, hey, Phil, Friedman Adventures, we love your show, or we hate your show, or just identify me, you're going to be able to reach in and draw a question. If you get the question right, you will be able to pick one of those prizes. That will be on Saturday. I am really looking forward to doing that. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, and also I should mention to you, March the 24th, the day after my birthday. I'm going to break into tears. I'm getting so old. The day after my birthday, out there at Rancho Cucamonga, I'll be at Bass Pro Shops, 12 noon, putting on a surf fishing seminar, sharing some of the secrets that I've learned over the years, as well as a meet and greet so I can thank you for your great support. That will be March the 24th, Bass Pro Shops, 12 noon, Rancho Cucamonga. I will see you there. It's starting to creep up on me. Why didn't you tell me? Starting to move up closer and closer and closer. All right, let's jump into it. We'll start with Mexico Lindo. And I posted a video last night from guys on YouTube, Current Jam. Now, I see Current Jam always commenting on our stuff, all of our content, participating in our live shows. So when I got the video, I definitely wanted to watch it, and I was so impressed on so many different levels. Production value, the scenery, but the action. I mean, you get to see some great yellowtail action. Highly recommend you check it out. You know, they also cover like dining out, but I'm a little bit different in that I look to see how the guys in videos interact with the locals, and man, they couldn't have been any nicer to the locals, the people in the restaurant, the guy running their panga. It was great. So Current Jam on YouTube, go over there and subscribe right now and watch their latest Loretta video, and they're putting out a lot of other great work. Highly recommend you do that. Cabo San Lucas, we continue to see great marlin fishing down there. It's really been good on the striped marlin. I mean, multiple fish in a day is not out of the question. There's been some windy days, but you get some nice weather, you're going to catch some marlin, occasional shots of yellowfin tuna dorado, and an occasional wahoo down there also. How about the Bay of LA? Check out these anglers having a lot of fun catching grouper or baquetas. They come from the very, very deep water. They are really fun to catch. They're big and they are great eating. Bay of LA, we are seeing some fine fishing indeed in that neck of the woods. San Quintin area, 140 miles down below the border. Occasional good hits on the yellowtail down there. Yo-yo iron has been the way to go in copious amounts of rockfish. Ensenada, of course, Ensenada has been dealing with weather like all of us, but they are going to come out of it. We're looking at some better weather days here in the future. They have been fishing primarily rockfish, but they get an occasional yellowtail. They're 70 miles below the border. They also catch copious amounts of colorful and delicious eating rockfish. There's been some, you know, occasional yellows, as I mentioned, those big panita, and there's also been some good calico bass fishing along the rugged Baja coast there around Punta Banda, and further south there's been some bass fishing also. So good stuff. Hey, by the way, Blackfin Sport Fishing, they're running a rockfish trip on one of their pangas with Ignacio Duarte, who's a crazy captain and a capable guy. Blackfin Sport Fishing, $75 is all it'll cost. There's 2 spots available for Sunday. Long range fishing out of San Diego. And remember, this is the time of the year when the boats are headed down on 16-day trips minimum. Some guys are running longer trips than that, and they've been focusing, as they always do, their attention on big yellowfin tuna as well as wahoo. And then, of course, they can spice in there with all kinds of other species also, but primarily after that YFT and that wahoo. Yesterday on board the Independence, they had a really good go around on that, I want to say 40 to 90 pound yellowfin tuna. Very brisk action on that YFT. It was outstanding fishing, no question about that. And they also had a few big standouts. They won over 200, I believe, also. So they only have a little bit more time, and they're going to be coming back, you know, about a 3-day ride back to San Diego, and they're going to be heading into some weather. So the Independence, man, she's big and she handles the weather great, but they're going to batten down the hatches and start heading for home. The Royal Polaris coming back with 16 yellowfin tuna over 200 pounds, one over 300 pounds. So there's been some pretty good fishing. Now, that is not to say that it's wide open on the big fish every single day. In fact, the last, I want to say 5 days or so, have been kind of hit and miss for the long range boys. But overall, you get some great opportunities, and you just cannot beat the experience of being on a San Diego-based long-range sport fishing vessel. That reminds me, April the 4th through the 9th, we're going to be on board the Independence out of Point Loma Sport Fishing for a 5-day great trip. Should be bluefin tuna, could be lots of yellowtail. Who knows what else awaits us on that great trip. If you'd like, you can go to the Independence booth at the Bar Hall Show San Diego, at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. That would be a very wise move because you get to meet somebody who's really kind and nice, and that's Paulina. You could sign up for our trip there or get more information. You can see me wandering around on Saturday, get some information, or you can check in with the Independence on their website or give Paulina a call today. My son Philip's on that trip, Scott Buchert's on that trip, the elf Greg Bates is on that trip. It promises to be a really fun time. I hope you're going to be able to make that one for sure. Hey, it's income tax season. You know what that means. Get that headache out of your hair. If you have back taxes or you're just trying to take care of your current taxes, do it today. Take it from me. I had some back tax problems. I went to a firm and they really did zero for me, but cost me thousands of dollars. You need somebody you can trust, and that is Tim Marquez. He is such a great guy. Best income tax. Give him a call today or send him a text, 310-872-3503. All right, let's get into what's going on here in SoCal. That looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I mean, you know, there's some occasional big waves rolling in here, but overall, you look offshore there and it's nice and calm. Well, it is going to get a little breezier throughout Southern California here this evening, and then we're going to go into some more rain. After that, however, I don't see any wind in the forecast. So Thursday through Sunday, let's say, should be a good time to be out. And I've got to point you toward the native sun out of 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California. They've been catching some great halibut. They've been up in the double digits on the flatties on their last trip with 19 shorts that they released. Pretty brisk action on their leaderboard. They have 5 halibut over 20 pounds. Really good stuff going on the native sun. 22nd Street Landing. They run Wednesday through Sunday, and it's a great tournament. They've got thousands of dollars in prizes. They also have a bass tournament going on at the same time. I think their biggest bass, Sam De La Torre was telling me 3+ pounds, something like that. So that is up for grabs. And, you know, these 20-pound halibut, they're beautiful fish, but I still think a bigger one is out there lurking, and you might be able to take advantage of that. Pat O'Brien, who runs the Aloha Spirit, is also on that halibut. He says, man, the key to getting a bite on the flatties is dropping down to 15 pound. You're in the sand, so you don't have to worry about getting rocked or anything else. Drop that line down, that fluorocarbon down, and Pat says you'll get more bites as a result. How can you argue with that? Aloha Spirit also focused in on some of this halibut fishing. We've got it going on down to the south of us, San Diego. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing has their halibut derby going on, so halibut is definitely something that people will be focusing on. The other thing will be the wintertime bass, and there should be lots of that now after this weather goes through here today. Thursday through Sunday should be some great opportunities for some wintertime bass fishing. It has been really good this winter. I'm mostly sand bass, but a lot of calico bass up there out of Marina Del Rey. Nighttime fishing on the new Del Mar has been outstanding. Daytime fishing has been pretty good. Also, there has been some really exceptional fishing. Remember now, you want to fish as light of or as heavy of fluorocarbon as you can get away with, because you're fishing structure, shipwrecks and rocks and all kinds of cracks and crevices that those little bass can come out, bite your bait, and run back into. So the heavier the line, the better off you are to pull them away from that structure, to move them away from that, and to finally get them on board where you can safely release them, or you can have a great fish taco later on, whatever your little heart desires. So really good stuff going on with regard to bass fishing. Del Rey, Redondo, Long Beach Base Landing, San Pedro Base Landings, Dana Wharf, San Diego. All these guys have been in on that. You can also keep whitefish right now, so you're able to top off with some of that. No question about that, so we'll keep that in mind also. So some pretty good opportunities here. And once again, that halibut and wintertime bass really dominate right now. We're going to have some nice weather, as I mentioned to you, so things are looking really, really good right now. Some really lovely people walking by the beach that I get to say hello to every morning. That is always really nice. All right, in the surf Well, I'll tell you, is this fishable? Yeah, heck yeah it is. Especially if you can make a nice long cast and get out behind those breaking waves. But you could also run a Lucky Craft or a Chrome Crocodile. You'd be surprised when you look out at conditions like this, how you can pull surf fish out of this. Now, yesterday evening, it was even nicer. And yesterday evening, I saw guys catching Corbina. You know, this water's like 60 degrees, high 50s, like that. So there's still some Corbina around. There's been some good yellowfin croaker fishing around. We've seen lots of bar perch. Bar perch prefer the cooler water. A variety of different baits have been working really, really well. Of course, you can go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach and load up on all the baits and tackle you'll need for a successful outing. And of course, I'm talking about worms and all kinds of grubs and Lucky Craft lures and Chrome Crocodiles. Everything you'll need to be successful in the Southern California surf. And when this wind gets out of the picture, I've been saying Thursday through Sunday, you may get a few drops of rain on your head, but it should be perfect conditions. And man, you see the surf rolling up here right now. In the coming days, early morning, daybreak, it's magical. Sunset, magical surf fishing times. Those are the times you want to be out here. And again, it's not that expensive to partake in surf fishing. And that's why I will be at Bass Pro Shops on March the 24th, day after my Big B Day. And of course, I will have a great seminar for you at 12 noon and a meet and greet. I can't wait to see you there. Bass Pro Shops, Rancho Cucamonga. Put it on your calendar, March the 24th at 12 noon. That should be a lot of fun. Lobster fishing. Well, nobody in their right mind has been out there lobster fishing right now. But again, weather's going to come down, wind's going to get out of the picture. Lobster love to crawl after this kind of weather. You have this kind of weather, and man, inclement weather, big seas, the lobster will crawl. It's going to be great. Recent trip on board the Gale Force out of Port Sacal Sport Fishing. 72, was it? Yeah, 78. Lobster. That is some great hoop netting here on your PromarAhi.com lobster update. It's been really good when the guys have been able to get out. Catalina's been really excellent. Local has been pretty darn good. Also, Jason Lawler, who's the galley chef on board the Amigo out of 22nd Street Landings, had some very successful trips here recently. Also have so many others, including guys that have been doing the kayak thing. That also has been a very good way to get it done. Greg Johnson from over there at Daiwa had a recent great outing for hoop netting for lobster. So there's been some great stuff going on in terms of that. Hey, don't forget, if you have heating or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to check out our good friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning, another guy you can trust to do a really great job for you. Hey, you know, I'm talking about kind of this inshore stuff, and Ed Howerton is going to be at the Bar Hall show in Del Mar, San Diego, and he's going to be giving a great seminar on how to take halibut inside the bays, how to fish them, all the techniques and little tips that you'll need to be successful. Make sure you check that out. I think that's going to be great. Hey, Big Bear, I mean, a lot of people will look at that photo and say, is that really Southern California? Man, I didn't even know it snowed in Southern California. A guy from Chicago said that to me yesterday. But there it is. Charles Groves up there fishing for trout in Big Bear, California, in the chilly, snowy weather. What am I complaining about? Man, there is a lot of dark clouds starting to surround me right now. Out this way, it doesn't look so bad. Out this way, it looks pretty nasty. So I don't think we're out of the woods quite yet. Also, Santa Ana River Lakes here in Southern California. There's been some outstanding trout fishing there, as you can see. There's been a variety of fishing now. The weather's going to get much nicer. You know, the colder it gets, the more those little trout like it. So again, good trout fishing. And I'll remind you all, there's been a lot of stockings going on. They are stocking the inner city lakes here right now. So, I mean, like Miles Square Park and Alondra Park in Torrance, California. There's been a lot of the local lakes stocking up a storm for you all. So that is great stuff. Don't forget, on St. Patrick's Day, which is March the 17th, we'll be at 22nd Street Landing with a great morning for you all, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The El Patron will be providing you with free harbor cruises. It's not only an opportunity for you to go on a harbor cruise with the great crew of the El Patron, but it's also an opportunity for you to see the boat and check her out and see exactly what a nice rig that boat truly is. It's beautiful, and that'll be St. Patrick's Day. Who knows what might show up that day? A leprechaun? It could be, you know. Sometimes I have some weird people behind me doing dances, and it seems like it's on these special days like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Who knows what lurks in the hearts of men, especially these insane people who are doing dances behind me at times. All right, finishing up on our sardine challenge. Greg Bates and I are feeling pretty darn good on that. Again, we'll continue to keep you up to date on that. Bass Pro Shops, March the 24th. Don't forget the Bart Hall Show, February 15th through the 18th. We're going to get into some nicer weather. We got another 12 hours or so of wind and also some rain. It looks like we're going to continue to have that. But that ocean looks pretty good, and it's only going to get nicer as we move along. All right, my friends, as always, it is my pleasure to be able to spend some time with each and every one of you. I thank you so very much for making time for Friedman Adventures. Later today, we're going to do a live show about a great competition going on at a lake that you're going to want to see. And I'll archive it for you so you'll be able to watch it today, a little bit later, afternoonish, and then also tonight around 7 p.m. you'll be able to catch Bart Hall right here talking about the Bart Hall Show San Diego. All right, my friends, have a wonderful Wednesday and a great week ahead. Hope to see you soon, and as always, I can't thank you enough for being here. Take care, my friends. Have a great day.